Hey everybody, it's Brian here. Hope you're having a great day. I'm awake. Are you? And we have some things to talk about today. There's so much going on. Kind of a busy day for me. It's my moving day this next few days. So I mentioned in my post just last night that I wasn't going to do a live today, but try to do an upload of a video, and that's what I'm doing right now. And so, I don't know where to start. Spain, I talked about Spain yesterday, about the rainfall they had, and more came out today about that rainfall. And there's something else going on besides just with Spain. It's happening all over the world. The weather is going crazy all over the world. Spain got 6.5 inches in 1 hour during that storm. They got some of that regions got 20 inches in 24 hours. The most rainfall they've seen in 200 years in that country is what I've seen. And then also you got in the Midwest, Indiana, that the whole corn belt of America has been in a drought for the last 3 years. It's the driest it's been in almost 100 and something years. What's going on? China is being hit with floods, unprecedented floods. But we know in North Carolina and Florida and the states got hit with hurricanes. Not just normal hurricanes. These hurricanes were not normal. These hurricanes were category 4 and 5. And when they hit landfall, they downgraded, but they dropped a lot of rain. The rainfall, if you notice, there's a pattern here. When it rains now, it rains a lot in a short period of time, all over the country and the world. Even here, it's been a while since it's rained here in LA and Southern California. But last year we had those storms that just dropped 4 or 5 inches in just a few hours. This is not what I'm used to growing up with when I was a kid. The rain is changing. The rainfall is changing. The weather's changing. What is changing our weather? This is a touchy subject because here on this platform, they don't like when you talk about things like this. They get angry and they put you in timeout. So I'm going to try to talk to you without actually saying anything. Almost like a Seinfeld episode. There's something in our neighborhood. When I say neighborhood, I mean the solar system. There's something in our solar system that's very large coming our way. It's changing our sun. As it approaches our sun, it causes it to act up. And if you've been following the sun lately, up the one bright thing in the sky, it's been acting up as solar flares, Xflare after Xflare after Xflare. These Xflares hit our atmosphere, go down into our ground, come back up, cause the ground to shake. It also messes with the weather and the atmosphere. In a nutshell, and I could go into deeper about this if I had more time, but I've got to be careful. So that is changing the weather. It's affecting our ground movement. It's affecting our behavior. It also, the Schumann resonance, which is the megahertz that is in our natural atmospheres, I think it's 7.8 something. I don't remember. I don't have the notes in front of me, is normal. It's been going off the charts. The electrical current in our atmosphere affects us. Our heart works on electricity, so does our brain, affects moods. And so everything is changing. Everything, not just, the social unrest, and we talk about Israel, but the creation itself is changing rapidly. It's getting violent, and it's going to get worse. In Revelation chapter 6 and Revelation chapter 16, there's 2 massive earthquakes. You can look them up. Today is a little bit off the cuff. I don't have my iPad with me. I'm just going off memory here and things I've read in the last few hours and even this morning. But in Revelation chapter 16, there's an earthquake that's so big it moves the mountains out of place. But in chapter 16, the earthquake is so large, the mountains fall flat and the islands sink into the ocean and all the cities of the earth fall flat. There's a great hailstorm. So much so that mankind hide themselves in caves and ask the rocks to fall on them to hide them from the presence of the one on the throne. They know who's doing it. All what I'm speaking about is during the tribulation. We are not here during the tribulation. I got a comment this morning about there's people out there on different podcasts, I'm not going to mention names, that are talking about how we're going to have to go through the tribulation. We are not going through the tribulation. The 7th week of Daniel is for Israel and the unbelieving world. Israel is supposed to let the land rest for every 7 years. For 70 of those Sabbath 7 years, they didn't let it rest. They rebelled against God. He caused them to go into captivity into Babylon. And without going into more detail here, I'm going to go in more detail about this in another podcast when I have time. But the tribulation is the last 7-week period of those 70 weeks that needs to be fulfilled. 69 of the weeks have been fulfilled. Israel was in captivity, and now the last week of that 70-week period that God wanted them to let the land rest is called the 70th week of Daniel, in the book of Daniel 9:27. And that 70th week is the tribulation, which is the book of Revelation, which is about to start. Folks, that week is about to start, and our first week in heaven is about to be here. We're about to go to heaven. The rapture is about to happen. The pre-tribulation rapture. The signs are everywhere. Even the earth itself is groaning. Creation itself groans to be released from the curse of sin. Even creation is looking for the coming of the Son of Man to release it from the curse of sin once and for all. And for us, that release is going to be the pre-tribulation rapture, which is going to happen at any moment. We are about to get out of here. And it's so close. It is so close. So as you go into this weekend, look up in the sky, because your Redeemer is drawing nigh. I'll see you in the clouds. It's your brother Brian. Bye-bye.